Hey folks, big day for Apple here. Lots of exciting new releases. Let's go over the whole Wonderlust recap right now. So we opened up with a nice graphic plane of the titanium powder that we figured out. That's what this logo was all about. Titanium played a huge part in the show. And then that led to another nice little video about the health features of the Apple Watches and how they have saved a bunch of people. So let's jump into the iPhone 15 with all models now switching from Lightning to USB-C. And why are they doing that? If Apple wants to keep selling phones in the European countries, they're going to have to make this switch to USB-C. So they're doing that, and Apple's been slowly making the adoption to USB-C over the years because of the faster transfer rates. So now we're going to have USB-C in all of our phones for charging and doing transfer stuff. One cool thing that they mentioned is that you're going to be able to charge up your USB AirPods case straight from the phone. Boom, so you got your little portable battery there for your AirPods. The base model screens are going to come in at 2000 nits. The big phones have one, no more small minis. They're not allowed anymore. You get some cool colors with these lower models. I think I would probably go for the blue or the green color. You also get some new camera features in the lower models, including the 48 megapixel main camera now. So you get amazing photos. You're getting that same computational processing as last year's iPhone 14 Pro and Pro Max. You also get a 12 megapixel 2x zoom now, which will definitely help. And it's really nice having all three of these options available to you now. Apple was touting next-gen portraits that are going to be on all the iPhone models, and it's going to really take advantage of that 48 megapixel sensor. Portraits now will automatically be recognized with AI, so you will get more portrait photos to play with and use for your watch and iPhone wallpapers. Depth and focus control for photos now, which sounds really cool. You'll have the ability to focus on things afterwards, so you're always going to be getting the right shot. No more autofocus flubs. All models will be getting the second gen ultra wide band chip also, so you can now more easily find Bluetooth devices more accurately. And this sounds really great when you're trying to meet in a crowded place, trying to meet up. Apple showed us that you just share your location with a friend and now they can find you in the chaos. Sounds pretty cool. Satellite connectivity was mentioned with a new feature called Roadside Assistance, which works via satellite and also with AAA. So if you've got AAA membership, you're covered. It's going to be a subscription type thing, but now you will always be safe on the road, which is great. So now let's talk about the Pro models. Titanium, just like the Apple Watch Ultras, was a huge part of the show, and it definitely looks really slick the way they've wrapped the iPhone in this kind of titanium band. This is going to make them stronger, more stable, and lighter, and I can see how people are talking about you might not even need an iPhone case with these. It might be so strong that if you drop it, it's just going to be able to withstand that drop. But I don't know about that. I would definitely keep using a case, at least for my Butterfingers. But regardless, it does look really slick having this titanium band all around it. The Pro and the Pro Max are going to be coming in at 6.1 and 6.7 inches, same as last time. Now you've got this action button also on the side. It's customizable and it can be held down for different features. I love that you can launch things like the flashlight, shortcuts, and also the camera app, which is going to be nice. Just one button to click now. The Pro models are also going to get a Pro Chip called the A17 Pro Chip. And this is going to get you faster speeds built on a 3nm chips for better energy usage and faster performance. So much so, Apple is claiming that this is the best gaming cell phone on the market. Best speeds, best everything. Some really cool camera improvements for the Pro models is that you're going to have now a 24, a 28, and a 35mm focal length. And it's even displayed in millimeters. I love that. I can see now 35mm instead of just 2 times or 3 times. The zoom lens is now a Periscope camera system, giving you a 5x zoom which is equivalent to 120 millimeters, and that's coming in at 12 megapixels. So it does this magic by reflecting the light off of 4 mirrors to emulate the distance that's needed for these long focal lengths. It's a very similar idea to the Light L16 camera from back in the day that had 16 lenses packed into it. And you can see here it did the same thing. It reflects light off mirrors inside to be able to achieve that long distance zoom. But look at how thick that was. They needed all that space in there, so it's very impressive that Apple was able to pull off this periscope mode in a very thin iPhone. Another problem when you're using these telephoto long zooms is camera shake. So they've also stabilized the sensor, which is going to be really handy. When you're using a telephoto lens, you usually always have to use it on a tripod. So handheld telephoto lens footage, we'll see how that goes. I'm really excited to check out this feature though. So we mentioned the USB-C ports for all of them, and now in these Pro models, if you pair it with the USB 3 cord for USB, you can export a lot of data really fast, up to 4K 60 frames. And there's already an app called Capture One where you can just have your iPhone plugged into the computer, running the Capture One app, and boom, all your photos are popping up on the computer ready to go. So very innovative that you're going to be able to use this now for more media making stuff, making it even more of a real camera. But here's my favorite new feature of these Pro models, and that is you're going to be able to do spatial video capture using 2 of the lenses together, so you can watch this kind of 3-dimensional style video in the Vision Pros when they drop. So very cool, very futuristic. Apple has basically given you a stereoscopic camera now in your pocket. This is like a dream come true. I've always wanted to be able to mess around and tinker with stereoscopic video and images. We're going to be seeing really crazy 3-dimensional stuff moving around. It's going to be pretty awesome. We got the same prices as last year, which is kind of the common thing. Apple is always dropping newer, faster tech, but the price remains the same. Everything's going to be running on iOS 17, which I've got a video about. I really love some of those features. You can check out my favorite ones up here. So let's move on to the Apple Watch 9. And it is built on a new chip called the S9 chip, which is super fast. GPU is 30% faster. You've got a neural engine that's going 2 times faster, so that's unlocking all these other new potentials. You've got the same 18-hour battery life, and You Know Who is also getting a little update. With the new neural engine for faster You Know Who, you can get more accurate data. And You Know Who will also have access to your Apple Watch data like workouts and medications, so you can just say, hey, You Know Who, how many steps did I take yesterday? And you will be able to get a much faster answer than it having to ping the iPhone, get the information, send it back, and finally say it to you. So I'm looking forward to a much better You Know Who experience. You also get the new updated ultra-band connectivity in the Apple Watch, so it'll be much easier to find, much easier to ping, and much more reliable to find your location in the world. It's also going to come with a brightness of 2000 nits, which is very brighter, much brighter than the Series 8. There's also a new gesture being added to the Apple Watch called Double Tap. The sensors are so good now, they can check the blood flow differences when you tap your fingers. So one cool use for this is that you can use your camera preview app, just double tap when you want to take the photos now. It's so great. The Apple Watch 9 is also going to be carbon neutral, and there's a cool new Nike watch face that I definitely want to check out. I've been loving these Snoopy watch faces for watchOS 10. There's a ton of new features coming out in watchOS 10. One cool thing that Apple showed was this thing called Name Drop, where you just put 2 Apple Watches close to each other and the contact information will switch. Last but not least, the Apple Watch Ultra 2, which gives you that new chip, the S9 chip also, so you get all those benefits included with the better connectivity, visibility with Find My, and stuff like that. You now have 3000 nits of brightness, very bright display. There's a new watch face also called Modular Ultra Watch Face. I am really looking forward to trying that one out. So with all these new features, you're still getting the same battery usage, 36 hours on normal and then up to 72 hours on low power mode. And believe it or not, the Ultra 2 is also carbon neutral. There are a couple new watch bands. No dark colored titanium though, unfortunately. That was a big rumor, so maybe Apple is saving that Easter egg for Easter. The Apple Watch SE also made a cameo. It was mentioned that it also got the carbon neutral footprint, so good for Apple. All new Apple Watches this year are carbon neutral. Couple of other tidbits. Apple is dropping leather from its iPhone cases and Apple Watch bands, and it's replacing it with a new woven type fabric material. They cite environmental concerns as the reason for their decision, and there was a nice bit of humor where Tim and the team are trying to plead with Mother Nature that they are doing great things for the environment. Ending with a classic Larry David stare down, they end up pleasing Mother Nature, of course. So let's end this video on a high note. We're going to be doing a big giveaway of Apple Watch bands from Blue Shark, and also iPhone 15 cases from Peak Designs, and some of their wallets that are coming out in new colors. So definitely hit that subscribe button. You can be the first to check out those videos and toss your name into the hat for the giveaway. Should be a fun month, so I hope to see you all at the next video, and thanks for watching. Take care.